Culture. We only have two. This is it. We got the front end and the back end. That's all we have is culture. Front end and back end. Culture. What's culture?
How we do the business.
It's what we do. Culture is who we are and what we do. It's not what we talk about and then we go do something else. So our culture is real simple. It's called the Limu experience. What's the Limu experience? It's the way we introduce people to the business. Okay? Look better, feel better. That's the way we introduce people. We'll talk about it more in detail. And then the back end of the deal, so here it is. It's bring mainstream America to the industry. That's the Limu experience. Once they're in the industry, we teach them how to contest. That's all we do. That's all we're going to do. That's all we do. And we do it, we do it, we do it, we do it, we do it. And for some of you, the light bulb went on this month. All right, so that's our culture. The experience and contest. That's all we're going to teach this weekend. All right? All right, Limu experience. Let's talk about it real quick. How we introduce people to it. Experience party, influencer call, and websites. That's all we're using. That's all we're using. What's an experience party?
Sharing experience.
Say it.
Taste product, press play, ask them to join.
How long should it last?
1 hour.
7 o'clock, you're starting your experience party, right? What does that mean?
Sample
Kitchen.
It means people are coming through the door. They're not all getting there at 7, okay? But they're coming through the door. As they're coming through the door, all we're doing is what?
And then products.
As they're coming through the door, we are
Giving them products.
having a product. We're hanging out. We're catching up. What's going on with the kids? What, it's a Super Bowl party. You're giving them product. Why are you giving them product?
So they can't get to the end and say, I don't know what it tastes like.
Just so they can taste it. Very important, guys. Just so they can taste it. Here's what you don't do. Let's just assume this is Limu. I've seen this happen at so many parties. You've got a tray full of sample drinks, and you walk up to Jessica and you say, hey, Jessica, we want you to try this. This is the Limu original. It has Fakoiden in it. It's unbelievable for you. It works really good. Do you hear what she just said?
What's Fakoiden?
What's Fakoiden? What's your answer? What did Mike just do? He just did. He said, I don't know. So the minute you do what I just did with Jessica and she says, what's Fakoiden? What just happened to the process?
Stop.
It stopped. You're done. Because heaven forbid she actually knows what Fakoiden is and you try to answer. Because here's what it comes from seaweed. All right, now I grew up in Tennessee. And we don't do anything with seaweed. So I'm leaving at that moment in time. Right? So what do I really want to do? What's the whole purpose? Hey, Jess, you got to try this. One of our new products. Just taste it, okay?
Yep.
That's it. That's it. All I want her to do is taste it. If you try to explain to her about the product, what are you now doing?
Scientist.
You're a scientist. You're a doctor. You're selling product. All right? That's not what we do, guys.
No chemicals.
That's not what we do. So all I want her to do is try it. Why do I want her to try it? Because I want her to know it does what?
It's good.
Tastes
It
fine.
tastes okay. That's all I want her to know, is it tastes okay. Because at the end of the day, that's the only reason she's going to leave that party is if she hasn't tasted it. That's her way out. All right? Who's going to introduce her to Fakoiden and the benefits of Fakoiden?
The video.
The
Third party.
video. PubMed.org, the video. Not you. Not anybody in your rooms. Okay? So that's what we're doing. They're coming in, we're tasting the product. We're not waiting until everybody's there and then we're starting to serve product. Because now all the people that first got there, they've been standing around. You're wasting my time now. So you're just sharing a product with them. Okay? So 7 o'clock by 7:15 to 7:20, we've shared the product, right? Hey guys, come on in. We're going to let you check out what it is we're really doing. Y'all come on in and sit down. 7:20, that person, or the host of the party, welcomes everybody, right? Jessica, it's her Jessica party. Jessica's going to stand up and she's going to say, hey guys, welcome to my home. Thanks for coming. Did everybody get to taste the product? You must wait till everybody says yes. If Alicia didn't get to taste the product, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn to Jim and I'm going to say, hey, Jim, can you grab a little bit of the product real quick and just make sure Alicia tastes it? I'm going to do that before we start the presentation. Boom. As soon as that happens, the host that just stood up at 7:15 to 7:20 and says, welcome, thanks for coming. Guys, I'm just going to share a little video with you. We appreciate you taking the time. Everybody got to taste the product. Boom. Play on the video. What did I not say?
Nothing about no testimonies, nothing about no product, nothing.
Nothing. You can actually get up in front of the room as the host and you could say this. Guys, listen, I'm not even really sure about all this. I appreciate y'all coming over. I'm scared to death to be standing in front of you. I'm just going to push play on the video. Why would I do that? It's duplicatable. Guys, because when people show up at a network marketing meeting, you all think they're evaluating getting into the business. There's two things they're evaluating. Does this opportunity look like it's real and I could here or have some success? But here's the other thing they're evaluating. Can I do what he or she is doing? It's the most important part. You get up here and start spouting off everything about Fakoiden, I'm going to sit in the room and say, I can't do what, no, I'm going to say, I don't want to do what she wants to do. And they're going to check out on you before they even get started. All right? So that's the key to that. So now she's pushed play on the DVD 8 minutes later. Actually, it's going to be 6.5 minutes later. The DVD's over. What happens?
Close it down.
Yeah,
Leave
I
it
got
as
moving
well.
around. 1, 2, 3.
Video stops. That host is going to step up and say, listen, guys, we've got somebody here who I know and I trust, who's been a dear friend of mine or an associate of mine, and they're just going to share with you a little more detail than I can share. Could you please welcome Jim Pascal? All right? Why did I, there's two things I said in there. What were they?
No one trusts.
Trust.
That I know and I trust. Because the people in that room don't know him. So I've got to transfer their trust in me to him. He's going to come up then, and in about 10 to 15 minutes, here's all he's going to do. He's going to tell them who he is in a quick thing. I'm Jessica Ellerman, 30 years old, from San Diego, former hairdresser. That's it. Jim Pascal, 30 years old, formerly in the plumbing business. Travis Mancuso, I'm Chad Smith, formerly in the real estate business. Okay? And the reason you tell your story and you tell the story and it's the same every time, I used to change my story. I got bored hearing my story. So I'd like change it. A guy stepped up to me, a upline stepped up to me one day and he said, stop changing your story. I said, but they've heard it before. He said, it's not for your team. It's for their guests. They've never heard it. All right? And here was the magic behind the story is there's people in the room that are going to connect with who? They're going to connect with your story. They're going to connect with Kyle's story and Jessica's story and Brent's story. They're all different. So you tell your story, and then here's the only thing we tell. Why we are different. Why is this different? That's the only thing people want to know, guys. And why are we different? Because we've taken away the 3 reasons most people to quit. We've taken away the recruiting piece, which most people don't like to do. We've gotten rid of the auto ship, and we've created a successful play that creates success in the industry. You tell that story, you say thank you very much for coming out, and you can do one of 2 things. Get with a person that's brought you here, and let's get your questions answered and get you signed up today. And you turn it over to that person. We'll talk about what they do next. Everybody understand that. We are done in 45 to 55 minutes, period. End of story. Done. Why?
They don't want to be there longer than they have to.
Because whether you believe it or not, this is not the meeting. That is not the party. Party starts when this stops. Because what are you really trying to do that night? As leaders, okay? What are you trying to do? You're trying to sign people up.
Closing volume.
So where does the party really start?
Wrap up.
Right here. That's when you get people's questions answered and get them signed up, right?
Yes, sir.
At what point did you guys see me do testimonies?
Never. No place. Lifestyle.
I didn't do any testimonies,
None.
right? Why didn't I do testimonies?
No rebound.
We're not pushing product.
And it
Takes-
starts, it pushes them towards the product, that's the only questions you're gonna have.
Should have been pre-exposed anyway. Should've-
Here's the whole deal, guys. When we're done with this 55-minute deal right here, at the end of this thing, you know your guest. If your guest is there because they are looking at the product, then you get them together with somebody that has a product testimony. Because in a room of people, if you start doing product testimonies and I'm sitting in a room, I'm checking out. Right? How much money can I make and how much does it cost me to get in? And how fast can I make it? That's what I want to hear. So now when we're done, your job is to get me to who? To the person making the most money in the room.
SWAT team. Touch it.
You want to get me to the most, the most productive leader in the room, because my question is going to be, how long did it take you to go 500K? So what I don't want to do is I don't want to bore people here with stuff that they may or may not want to do, and you won't know in the meeting. You don't know who's there for what. So at the end of the meeting, okay, I mean, if we're there and Eric's got a great weight loss story, I know that. So at the end of the meeting, if my guest is interested in weight loss, guess where I'm going?
Very much.
Right there. And we got a whole bunch of other people that have stories too. And then I can spend as much time with Eric as I want to. Because here's what ends up happening. If you're 55 minutes into this story, guys, let's just do it this way. You take 2 hours to do a presentation. You can knock it out of the park, do the best presentation, give all the information, all the testimonies, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to turn to Jessica and say, man, are you ready to do this? She say, it looks great, but I'm sorry, man, I got a babysitter at home and I got to go. Call me tomorrow. So you've got to understand and realize that you cannot take people's time up here doing nonsense, guys. Get this part of the information out, get them to somebody that can help them, get them signed up in the business, then what do we do next?
We set the appointment for their party.
Set the appointment for their party, at the party. You want to build a monster business, here's what you do. You get them signed up, and you set the party. Had a lady the other day, she said, well, I can't have a party. 2 ladies, actually. All right, first one said this, I can't have a party. I won't have any product.
I'll bring it.
Good answer. Your job is to bring the product. 72 hours. You're partying with them. Now, party doesn't mean 50 people, guys. 5 people, 10 people, 12 people,
3 people.
3 people. So this is our culture right here, guys. This is the meat and potatoes of what we do. Now, I will tell you this. Some people are 99.9. How many of you have people in your teams that have said this? Dude, I just can't get people to parties. Right? Does everybody understand why? Let's do it a different way. How many of you said, I'm not going to no party? Right? So what do we have to do to get somebody to a party?
Pick them up or go to their house.
Be good at inviting.
Now you got pre-expose and confirm.
Listen to what he just said.
Pre-expose and confirm your guest.
Yeah.
Not you. Somebody else.
You've got to expose them to, because listen, the reason I do the influencer calls, and you guys know them, it's 15 minutes or less, and what do I talk about?
Why we're different.
Why we're different. What's the reason behind that?
Get them to the party.
That's it. I'm not trying to tell them about the products. I'm not trying to, because if you get me on the phone, the only thing in my mind is, why is this any different than anything else? If you answer those questions, now I'm more likely to go take a
Look.
closer look. I don't want to know about Fucoid, and I don't want to know about all that stuff. I don't care. Why is this different? That's what the influencer calls are there for. 15 minutes, why is it different? Okay, if it's that different, then maybe I'll do what?
Come to the party. Go to the site. Yep.
Go to the website. What website?
My Limu experience.
MyLimuExperience.com. Why?
9 minutes, people care.
Because that's all the information that you're going to use in a party condensed on a website. You go to the LimuCompany.com, all right, they get lost. Great website for us, all right? But I can't send somebody there because they get lost. My Limu experience, click the video, it plays the video, explains it to them. They can go look at the comp plan, and then what's your job?
Follow up. Do that.
You must call them back.
Follow
Influencer call, I'm going to drive them to the video or to the website. After the website, you're going to call them up. By that point, here's all you're going to say. Told you it was different. Let's get together. And their guard now is down because this isn't that old network marketing show up Monday night, 7 o'clock holiday.